Hi, so we're actually going on a different way today, and because the first video that I did didn't seem to work that well, so we're going to do it again. Hello, welcome to another Friday Live, 10 a.m. or 10:25 now after technical problems. And I'm actually going to do something rather special for the next 3 weeks, the next 3 Friday Lives. I am going to do a 3-part special to cover all the tenses in English. We have a lot of tenses in English, it's true. And as with every language, the reasons for using the different tenses are unique to English. Many students try to translate and use the equivalent tense from their language in English. This is a mistake, as it won't help you use the right one. For example, when in French you would use the present simple is not exactly the same as when you use the present simple in English. So the best way to understand why each tense is used in English is to begin thinking in English. Put your English hat on. So in this first video, I will cover the present tenses, and next week in the second video will be all about the past tenses, and the following week, the third video, will be about the future. So let's look at the present tenses. And let me just see if this will distract Emily long enough for me to keep going. So the 3 tenses in the present simple are the present simple, the present continuous, and the present perfect. So we're going to first of all look at the present simple and how we use it. The structure is quite simple. It's the base form of the verb, and in the third person singular, so he, she, and it, we add s. In the negative, we add don't or doesn't for the base verb, and for questions, do or does. So when do we use the present simple? It is used to describe 100% facts or truths. So water boils at 100 degrees. This is a fact. It is used to describe repeated daily routine actions. So every day I have a shower and I wash my face. Without fail, every day. We often use the adverbs of frequency with the present simple in this example. So always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never. Come on, have some more of that. You don't need me. Okay, so Emily usually has her fruit pouch without complaining. We also use the present simple for timetable future, which is used often for transport, schools, or routines. So, for example, our train leaves at 10:30 tomorrow morning. This is because every day it leaves at the same time, whether it's now or in the future. Next, we have the present continuous. So the structure is, just throw all the balls around. Why not? The structure is subject, am, are, is, verb, ing. For the positive sentence. The negative sentence, subject, am, are, is, not, verb, ing. For question, am, are, is, subject, verb, ing. And we use the present continuous for actions happening around now, in progress now. So I am explaining the present tenses right now. You are listening to me right now. She is playing in her ball pen now. We also use it in a future way, talking about fixed arrangements in the future. So I am traveling to London. Actually, we are traveling to London next week. I have our tickets booked and I know what time our trains are. My mum knows we are coming to visit, and it is completely organized. So with the continuous tenses, we can't use stative verbs. Stative verbs, what do I mean by that? I mean verbs that describe the state or feelings of a person. So for example, a few examples of these verbs are to believe, to love, to understand, to know, to prefer, Okay, we can only use them in the present simple, not the present continuous. So in the simple aspects, in the simple tenses, not the continuous aspects. For example, I believe in you, not I am believing in you. I don't understand you, not I am not understanding you. Do you know the answer? Not are you knowing the answer? Okay? So that was the present simple and the present continuous. Fairly standard tenses. Now, the most exciting tense and possibly the most complicated tense in English, but I love it, is the present perfect. And I'm going to talk first the present perfect simple. We have other videos and blogs specifically on this tense, so as it can be so confusing, so please go and have a look on our website. The structure for the present perfect simple is subject, have or has, the auxiliary verb, and the past participle. In the negative, subject, haven't or hasn't, plus the past participle. As a question, have or has, subject, past participle. Now the uses. The key to understanding the present perfect is to understand that it is used to connect the past with the present. So it's an action starting in the past and continues in the present. I have lived in Paris since 2009. Okay, 2009 to the present day. Often we use it with since and for, because since is saying when that starting point in the past until now is. So since 2009. For is for periods of time. So we could say, I have lived in Paris for 13 years. Okay, 13 years started 13 years ago and continues to now. Second reason for the present perfect is to talk about actions in an unfinished time. Unfinished time. For example, today I have had a shower. I have had breakfast today. This is because today started in the past and continues now. So it started at midnight and it continues until 23:59. So other time periods that start in the past and continue now, this week, this month, this year, okay? However, please note, if the time period is finished, you use the past simple. So for example, yesterday, last week, last month, last year, past simple. Okay. Third reason for the present perfect is to talk about actions in the recent past, but the effect, the consequence, the result is here in the present. So for example, if you see me, are you here? Ow! I hope you say, what's the matter, Kate? I say, oh, I have cut my finger. Okay, you can see the blood. I know there is no blood. I have no red pen. But imagine that I have blood. No, it's all red here. Okay, I have cut my hand. I have cut my finger. It can also be reason for recent past actions. And we use this with, similar to reason 3, but we use it often with these words such as already, yet, just, still, recently. Let me give you some examples. I have already had a shower. I haven't had lunch yet. I have just finished my breakfast. I still haven't cleaned the bathroom. I have recently gone shopping. Okay? The reason number 5 for the present perfect is lifetime experiences. This is because your life started in the past and it's continuing now, hopefully for a very long time. So when we talk about our experiences in our life at an unspecific time, we use the present perfect. For example, I have lived in the UK, in France, in Belgium, in Switzerland, in Russia, in South Africa. Over my life, over the course of my life. Note, if I use a specific time, if I give the specific point in the past, I use the past simple. So for example, I lived in South Africa in 2004. Okay, because I'm saying when it happened. So that's the present perfect in a nutshell. Okay, there is also the continuous aspect of this tense called the present perfect continuous. This is when the focus is on the activity, on the ongoing activity, more than the result. Let's compare. I have read a lot of books. The focus is on the result, that over the course of my life, remember my life started in the past and is continuing now, I have read many books. There you are. I'm not saying when I read these books, over the course of my life. So from the start to from the past to now, I have read many books. It's focused on the achievement, on the result. I have been reading an amazing series of books called The Rivers of London. So the focus there is I have been reading, so it's the present perfect continuous, subject, have or has, been, verb ing, because the focus is on the ongoing activity. I am in the middle of reading the series. I think there's 8 books and I'm on book 6. So I'm in the middle of reading that series. It started in the past and it's continuing in the present and likely to still continue. So it's really not finished. Let's compare again. Who has eaten my chocolates? I go to my box of chocolates. I am looking forward to eating my chocolates and boom, it's empty. Who has eaten my chocolates? There are no more chocolates for me to eat. So the focus is on the result. The action of eating happened in the past, but the effect, the consequence, the result is now in the present of me being very, very unhappy that there are no chocolates. And that is, the focus is on the effect, the consequence, the result. Let's compare. Who has been eating my chocolates? This means that I go to my box of chocolates, but there are still some chocolates left in the box. They are not all gone. But somebody in the past, so the action of eating and stealing my chocolates was in the past, but I am interrupting that action. That started in the past and, somebody's going to the box, chocolates, having a chocolate, going away, next day, going, have another chocolate. And I find my box of chocolates and it has, some chocolates are missing. So I say, who has been eating my chocolates? Because the focus is on the ongoing activity that started in the past and continuing now, and I am interrupting it. Okay? Someone is still in the process of stealing my chocolates. However, there are 3 verbs. I want to make a special note here. There are 3 verbs where there isn't difference in the meaning, and that is live, work, and study. Those 3 verbs you can use in the present perfect simple or the present perfect continuous, and there is no difference. I have worked in Paris for 10 years. I have been working in Paris for 10 years. There is no difference in the meaning. But with other verbs, yes, there is a difference in the meaning because with the present perfect simple, the focus is on the result, and the present perfect continuous, it's on the ongoing activity. You will see the present perfect simple more than the present perfect continuous as it is. As I said, there were 5 big reasons why we use the present perfect simple. And it's only when we want to focus on the ongoing length of activity that we use the present perfect continuous. So that is all for today. And I really hope to see you all next week at 10 a.m. BST to catch my explanation of the past tenses.